we have lot of artists. It's like a family.
And now we have Paul Anand with us. Paul is the CEO of Biotis. Biotis has manufactured the world's cheapest 3D printer.
With the help of 3D printing or three-dimensional digital artistic forms, even a common man can enter into the arena of creative class with the help of showing them the real world scenario with the help of a 3D printed scenery.
He needed a part for his robotic experiments or robot. So he couldn't get a part, particular part. So they made a 3D printer, printed it out. Okay? I want the youngsters here to do the same. Be innovative.
We started activating a kind of a concept called makerspace, which is prevalent in US and other economies. Makerspace is something like a creative space. You come down with a lot of people, work out on some ideas, build cool things where artists, technologists, scientists and everyone can come up together and throw their ideas and work out on making prototypes or work out on making some installations. Give it back to the society and let's see how they are going to interpret it and how they are going to utilize it.
Well, this fits into the whole idea of the knowledge city that Sam Petroda was seeing, because the whole thing depends on the existence of an ecosystem of technology, companies and individuals who can interact with each other, connect to each other, feed off each other, stimulate each other. And so it's, obviously it's a gamble to build something in the hope that people will come. But you've put your finger on a real need, I fully understand that. I mean, this is what we see in the West, where it's grown up organically, and we can try and make it grow organically here.
I had come up with a graphic novel much earlier. It was in 2010, I think. We just printed 2,000 copies and we just sort of tried to launch it at the Comic-Con. And in 3 days we got sold out. The books got sold out. We never went for a reprint because I realized that without proper distribution channels, the whole process of printing, and of course you would know, distributing your own book is not viable economically. But at that time, a lot of the channels, including several international channels, got interested in the central character that we based our stories on. And, growing up, we've grown up on superheroes like Superman and Batman, and I always wondered why it's always in the America when all the good stuff's happening there. And then I realized the very first superhero was from India. He was this guy who was a toady dapper by the day, and at night he fought clients with coconuts. Even the whole trend about the cape was started by him, because it's very hard fighting with a lungi draped around your waist.
We are at the threshold of another finale. When you look back, what are your feelings?
I think, thinking back, there's a great sense of fulfillment. I mean, both me and Bruce, who's sitting here, who's literally kind of struggled making it happen, and along with several number of people. I think, first of all, it gives a great fulfillment because it's entering into the next stage. And I would like to kind of start by saying that this project actually celebrates different kind of Kerala model. I think we can't ignore that kind of support the government gave to a project like this, which is very innovative, very liberal in its character, very creative in its spirit, and the sense of understanding the government had towards this project has to be acknowledged first before I start anything. And also, I would say that this was also a project which where a great political will and kind of bureaucratic wisdom and an artistic passion came together at a great juncture of Indian contemporary art, where this was an important project which everybody was waiting to see since several years. A life which is going to follow in 10 years. That should be our approach. And he also followed by saying that art should be something, an art or art education or a system should always give a very greater awareness about the surroundings which you live in. So I think I always felt that artist has that from his words. I can also always learn that. Somebody who believed in Vishwabharati and moved from Kerala and who followed Tagore, the diverse approaches of Tagore. So you can see that we have our forerunners who have made it possible. So I think an artist's role to kind of imagine certain things which beyond. So I think the power of imagination is actually something changes.
That question, power of imagination, takes me to Kishore. I'm so delighted to introduce to you Kishore Mohan. I'm actually a fan of him even before he started Studio Dreamcatcher. He's a creative director of Studio Dreamcatcher and he's a wonderful illustrator. So, what do you think, Kishore? Why didn't you go for a job here? Why did you?
Well, Seven, like most people from this part of the world, we first of all we become a doctor or an engineer, and then we decide what to do in life. So even I did the same thing. Back in 2005, I got into Wipro as a software engineer, and I worked there for a whole week. I joined on a Monday, I quit on a Friday, because once I started working there, I realized that this is not what I really wanted to do. And for me, till then, art was always a sort of escape from everything else. And at that point, because of the kind of education system that we were brought up in, we were not really told that that could actually be a career option. So at that time you had to actually take the leap of faith to see if it actually works out for you.
How I got into handloom industry is like, I had no idea what handloom was or ethnic wear was. I always used to wear casuals. Okay, I did my MBA in marketing and HR. And I got married to this guy from Karakada family. And when I got into the business, one thing I noticed was there's nothing to wear for me or people like me. Okay, it is for the older generation. Okay, Karakada or handloom is boring, is what people think. So I wanted to change that, concept. I wanted to introduce something to the younger generation. Okay, again I visited our factory. This was the same situation, same condition, what he was telling.